Okay, this is the final room in the barn. This room has had many uses. I believe they did laundry in here at one time when it was the Russian Bear. There was also a kitchen set up in here. And the last man who owned it had his antique toys stored back here to keep them out of light. This room is definitely made after the barn because you can tell it's got 2x4 construction. And so, although the 2x4s are kind of a different size than our current 2x4, so that would also date it. Although I'm not an expert at this, so I'm sure some of you watching would know more about that than me. But basically, when we moved in, this room had linoleum on much of the floor, and it was this really cool old linoleum. I took pictures of it, but it did have to go. As we peeled up the linoleum, we saw 2 layers of linoleum. One was probably done in the 70s. It was a white with gold flecks, kind of a pattern. And the other one was definitely done in the 1930s or late 1920s. Underneath that linoleum was 1927 newspaper that they used to insulate. So I can see that the Mammadovs came in here and they laid down their newspaper and then they put the linoleum on top of that and did whatever they needed to do in here. So we cleaned that all up. A lot of the newspaper was moldy and it had to go. But we saved as much as we could. We have a box full of the newspaper, and some of it it was in really good shape. So the newspaper was from 1927, and that tells me when they made this into another room. So Tom had to pick up some of the floor. Some of the floor was rotting. So right now he's in the process of fixing those floorboards that were rotting out, replacing them. And then we're gonna take a pile. We have a pile right over here. You can see of 1/4-inch plywood that we're gonna be laying over the floor. And I'm gonna be painting. Or I'm gonna be decoupaging some of that. Come on in. Decoupaging some of that newspaper on there. So my ideal for this room, I have a lot of ideals, and I'm told I can't do my ideals at this point. So we're gonna make do with what we have. Oh, you're good. That's good. Look at that. Wow. Score you. My husband is a pretty good carpenter here. So anyway, I would like to change out those windows into something bigger because we have beautiful views. I'd love to see some nice breezes come in here. And we're gonna build a little potty room in here with a compost toilet. Kind of treat it like a tiny house. If we wanted, we could build a sleeping loft in here. I don't think at this time we're going to. Basically, we're going to just build a little potty room. We're gonna put in that plywood floor. We're gonna spray the whole place down with some paint, scrape off some of that old I don't want to talk while he's remembering measurements. Scrape off some of that old paint. You can see that there was pink in here, then there was white painted over the pink, and at one time there was a green in here. So, and I see some blue paint. So there have been a lot of different colors of paint going on in here. See that blue over there, those lines? So they've done a lot in here at the time. So we're just gonna work on the windows. We're gonna get them open, get them fixed, and paint the whole thing. And then we're gonna set up a little guest house in here for now. And then later on, hopefully we can come and insulate it, change out the windows, maybe build a loft, maybe get some real plumbing in here. A little kitchenette would be nice. So that's my plan for this room. But right now we just have to get the plywood laid down there, and we have to build a wall on this side. If you can, I don't know, very carefully move this over without getting you sick. Right over here, you can see there once was a barn door. So that's off, and they kind of just threw some wood up there, so that has to be fixed, and we'll put a little wall in there. But I think this is going to be super cute when we're done, and I will of course show you the video when we're done with this, because this is going to be a great place for some of my friends to hang out. Okay, we're going to take you into a different room now. See you later.